Da-da-da-da-da-da. The champs are here. Da-da-da-da-da-da. The champs are here. Ladies and gentlemen,
Round one.
boys and girls. Yo, round one, fight. Damn, what was that from? Was that Street Fighter?
Yeah. That's Street Fighter.
Round one, fight.
Fight. And then Guile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to break those words down, bro. Like they were really saying their names.
No, they weren't.
I swear to goodness, look up the Hadouken. It was Ken's name in that. And then the other one was like when they did the feet. And the other thing was Shoi Ryuken. So it's Shoi Ryuken. What? You think I'm just, see, you always think I'm lying. That's the problem.
No, it's not. It's not lying. Cause I just came on here and confessed all my wrong lyrics, right? So I'm wondering if are you going through the same thing? Like, is this a Wayne theory?
Look up, type in Shoi Ryuken. It's gonna
I don't even know how you spell it.
Show like show enough Ryuken, Ryu and Ken.
Okay, I see it. Oh, and they show him. Oh, and it's like it's a real thing. Ryu and Ken. Show Ryuken. Okay, I see it. What's that other one?
The other one was Hadouken. And then the kick that they did was like Tatsu Mayu Ryuken. Like it was another word, but it was their names.
Oh, okay. All right. I understand the confusion already. I thought you were saying that each Street Fighter player's sound effects included the player's name. You just talking about Ken and Ryu.
Yeah, like their names. Yeah, like I mean,
okay.
With Sonic Boom, Guile said Sonic Boom.
Yeah, that's why I was like, nah, this is one of your theories again. Okay, now I digress. I back down, and you're right. You were absolutely right. I apologize.
We were talking about Street Fighter for those. Well, we were really talking about the champ is here, and that's how it started. So we could have went Fight Night. We could have went Street. Speaking of Fight Night was the second greatest boxing game of all time.
Second greatest, huh? You ever play Holyfield?
Nothing's better than Mike Tyson Punch Out, and then nothing's better than any of the Fight Nights, bro.
Fight Night is probably at the top for me, so I'm not going to disagree with that. Mike Tyson Punch Out is top 5.
It ain't no way.
I like boxing
top 5
games.
In boxing games or top 5 in video games?
No, top 5 in boxing games.
Nah, Mike Tyson Punch Out is number 1. It'll always be number 1.
So listen to this, man. I was never a nerd like when it came to video games, but I liked when my boys had like the Game Genies or my friends who had money. They could buy the books and you could put the codes in up, down, left, right, BA, select, start. Right. When I learned all that kind of stuff, I always got excited. So there was this Evander Holyfield boxing game on Sega. And if you put in the character's name as Beast, everything started at 100. Like if you go to career mode, instead of having to work your way up and work out through the gym and boxing, everything started at 100. But here's the difference. He got weaker as you continue to fight. So you still had to do training to try to keep the stuff up. But you lost more than you would gain. So you would fly through the rankings quick. You knocking everybody out first round. But, by the time you got to title fights, he was like an average fighter. So it was like, it was the reverse of it. I think it kind of teaches you to, appreciate the process.
Cheating. Yeah. I mean, listen, I ain't beat Contra without the code. Like I keep it a buck.
I've never beat Contra, and I've seen people do it. My problem was I didn't have the attention span for games that you couldn't save when I was young. Like, remember having to like leave the game pause and like go to church or something and come back and hope that it didn't overheat, nobody bumped it, nobody unplugged it or anything like that?
Yeah.
I ain't had the patience for those things, man. I did. Hey, is Cam Newton a hater?
Yeah, 100%.
Like you heard his comments lately? That didn't. I was really disturbed and bothered by Cam Newton's comments.
I mean,
and because he played the position.
But that lets me know he doesn't watch football. But you can't make like if he's trying to classify quarterbacks as game managers, and to me, all the quarterbacks he named aren't game managers. Now the None of them are game managers. Not even Jared Goff is a game manager. Like he's
right.
But here's the thing. At the end of the day, like the only quarterbacks he said that weren't game managers that were game changers was Lamar.
Are the ones struggling.
That right. But and they both were former MVPs. I don't know if you peeped that.
You know, I was wondering why he didn't say Josh Allen's name in either one of those categories.
Didn't put Josh Allen in any one of those categories.
I was wondering, like, if he purposely didn't, because he couldn't even say Brock Purdy. He said his name 5 different ways, and none of them was Brock Purdy.
He ain't that country to not be able to say Purdy. Matter of fact, Purdy is country.
If you country, you should be able to say it. Yeah, I've been called Purdy before.
Exactly. He ain't me. Stop trying to be me. He can't make up the word like I make up the word with the word inside the word. No, that's
crazy.
Listen, bro, that was weird. Now, because I like Cam Newton. I supported Cam Newton.
Me too. So I want to be clear. Yeah.
But the evils, the other D word. I said that on somebody else's show. I realized I shouldn't have said the D word, but he on something. That didn't even make sense. His statement didn't even add up. The only thing that made sense was there's a difference between game managers and game changers.
I'm not mad at that.
No. I agree with that.
But hold on a second. I don't think that there's an actual quarterback in the NFL.
That doesn't manage a game?
Super crazy.
No.
That doesn't manage a game. There is no quarterback in the NFL that's a game changer.
There was only one game manager in the history of the NFL. One.
Who?
In the history of the NFL. Nope. Trent Dilfer. Only game manager. That motherfucker hiked the ball and didn't have to throw for 16 weeks.
That's not fair. I wish people looked up Trent Dilfer's stats from that year. He had a solid year, bro.
He didn't have a solid year, Mike. He had a game managing year. Right? Like would you consider Jimmy Garoppolo a game manager?
Yes.
Okay.
I think all quarterbacks are game managers.
I mean specifically like game manager though. Like it's not on you to win the game. That was his definition. We don't need you to win. We just need you not to lose. But then he started saying stuff, Mike, like,
All right, never mind.
I love when Mike be wrong. I love it.
Nah, I know what it is.
Smooth wrong too. That was a smooth.
No, I was wrong. You know what it is? Because I remember looking up his playoff stats. It wasn't his It wasn't his year. Season? It was his playoff stats. So I apologize. That's what I always defended.
Stop apologizing to me, bro. We brothers. Look, here's the thing, right? I just feel like to call Brock Purdy, if either all quarterbacks are game managers and they have traits to win games.
Bong.
But then you can't say that Brock Purdy not a game changer neither, because he changes the game.
On a play where no one's open,
Mike, why did we lose the NFC Championship game, Mike?
Because we lost our quarterback. If anybody could go in there and do it, then it would be just another game manager. Exactly.
And that's why I think now all quarterbacks are even game managers. You just have some badass quarterbacks that are third string that are scared and can't figure it out. That's why they are there.
Some people have more physical traits than others. That's never going to change with any position in any sport in the world, right? But that doesn't make you a manager versus a changer. Because I watched Brock Purdy change the game when he threw to Debo on a play that Debo said never went to me. It wasn't designed to go to him. So said Kyle.
That's why he had to pick up he had to
right. But did Brock Purdy not change the game? The dynamic of that game changed with that touchdown.
It did.
He changed the game.
For one, he threw a 54-yard touchdown. Like a ball in the air was in the air. It dropped into Debo's hands. Debo caught it. Nobody's talking about the route Debo ran to skate up Jamal Adams to come across the field and get him, because people forget that Debo was on this side of the field and he had to run across, right? And so, like, yeah, but if he was just a game manager, game managers don't make those throws.
Right. I agree. I completely agree. I thought it was like, and I don't know. I think I was more disappointed with Cam because it's, for someone who played the position and never had an MVP year until they got you better weapons. Like Cam Newton came into the league with the team that they had
that year.
Ted Ginn Jr. He had to get a deep throw, a guy that he couldn't outthrow because Cam overthrew everybody. That team literally drafted players 6'3" or taller because Cam overthrew everybody nonstop. They refused to draft anybody that was too short. They wanted the high catch radius for him.
He had the long arm. He had the long arm. He had the deep pass, but it was inaccurate because
he was over. Short passes were sailing over people's heads. That's why they wanted the 6'5" wide. They had 6'4", 6'5" people in the slot.
Yeah, listen, I know, bro. I watched the game.
But I just thought that. I thought he would have a better assessment of a game manager. And by the way, I'm not even offended that he named Brock Purdy. I saw the clip and I didn't like him throwing Tua's name in there. Like, what are you doing?
I just sat here and told you none of the quarterbacks he mentioned are in the definition of what he was saying a game manager was.
Right.
Teams go out there. You listen, the number one, like we talk about fantasy football, the number one quarterback in fantasy football under next to it's been a toss-up between Josh Allen and freaking Jared Goff. How he a game manager if he putting up yards?
Right.
Like maybe he needs to reassess his definition of game manager.
Yeah. Maybe that's it.
And give better examples of who game managers are, because it's tough to. I can't tell you any game. From his definition, I can't tell you any game managers in the NFL. There's some badass quarterbacks. There's some badass quarterbacks, and then there's some really ones that stand out because they do things a little bit differently.
You know who I would have credited with being a game manager right now?
From this
season? Nick Mullins. From this season.
I don't even think Nick Mullins is a game manager. He played one game, and that's managing the game because they won by 3 points.
They got 3 points. Like, don't turn the ball over more than they do. Like, just go out here and don't lose me this game. Like, they didn't ask him to go win the game. It was like,
can I just throw this in here? He didn't start the game, so let him start a game and be called a game manager.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say. Aiden O'Connell. Like, these teams are begging them, like, please, like, just go out there and minimalize the negatives. Like, that's what we want you to do.
O'Connell in that because he a rookie, and they gave up on Jimmy Garoppolo. So at this point, he's not even game managing. They don't really care. They need to see him develop. They need him to take chances. They need to see what he has. That's a bad example to me.
I respect it, man. Look, hey, who better than to wrap up this Cam Newton segment than the man Sean himself? He says Cam should hang with his dad, Michael Westbrook. Freaking Pee Wee Herman dressing wannabe glorified running back playing quarterback. For real. His mama in the 1800s still dressing him. That's he's better? Oh, they pissed he's better. Talking about Brock. Okay. I see what he's saying. And by the way, rest in peace to Pee Wee Herman. Sorry. I couldn't help it.
I know.
I couldn't help it. Thank you for the super chat, Sean. We appreciate and love you, man. Thank you very much. My dog.
I don't know, bro. Like, I'm glad that it's out there, though. The crazy thing is, I seen that take like 3 days ago, and I didn't even want to. All I did was comment on his joint on the 4th and 1. And was like, this is a bad take, like bad take alert. Like, that was it. That's all it got from me. And then now it's coming out.
Uh-oh. I don't even know if this is an insult or what. You break this one down for me. Let me see how you
try to break it down. He says Brock Purdy is an elite game manager. I see what he's doing there. Thank you, though, Cocoa Puff, for the super chat contribution. But I mean, I think Brock's elite, but I think he's more than a game manager. I like, if the Niners have a lead, then yes, he goes into game managing mode. But then again, he's still taking shots. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just don't know what a game manager is. But you know what? You know what we need for this particular episode, Mike? If you are one of the lucky ones that had great managing skills all fantasy football season long, You guys get the round of applause. So if you made it to the playoffs, congratulations.
I'm in your league, and I don't think I made the postseason.
I'm sorry, bro. Listen, this has been this had to be the toughest season of fantasy football. I've never, in the many moons that I've played fantasy football, Mike, seen so many superstars be out for the season. Or out for a stretch where it just jacked your team all the way up. You know? And
you want to know?
Go ahead. You just missed it.
Yeah, you want to know how you didn't make the fantasy league playoffs? When you open up and it says mock draft simulator now available.
Oh man, listen. There's some matchups, man. Listen, this was tough, especially if you wasted a top pick on a Justin Jefferson or a quarterback. Like I thought maybe drafting Justin Herbert was the GOAT of choices. He was the worst fantasy football quarterback. He was worse than Trevor Lawrence.
I definitely scooped him up.
I hope they fire their coach because they messing up my fantasy football. You know, but it was tough, Mike. It was really rough. So here's the funny thing. I know you feel this way. What's up, Peachy? She said
most of my leagues were so trash that my awful record still got me in it. Yeah,
because she in the NFC South. Me too, fish and chips. Me too. God. This is it. This set it off.
Nick Chubb was crazy. Yeah.
It set it off. I was like, okay.
And the trickle-down effect of Aaron Rodgers and then the Wilson, because that was a twofer.
But I picked Aaron Rodgers late because I'm like, I could wait on my quarterback. He's still going to be decent. And then if you got oh my God, Wilson early, you were good. Garrett
I'm talking about the receiver Wilson. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you got Wilson early, you were good because you knew you had A-Dub in round 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
And he went out. Listen, when I tell you this was tough, but here's the funny thing, Mike. I always advise people if they're going to play fantasy football, especially the faithful, if they're going to play fantasy football, do not, and I repeat, draft 49er players. And if you do, make sure it's Christian McCaffrey and Christian McCaffrey. That's about it. There's 5 players right now that may have saved some people's season.
Listen, bro. I've never, in all my years of playing fantasy football, been so proud of my Niners team. And the people that are putting up points consistently, bro. I've never had this happen before. I'm in the league, and I'm not kidding. I have 3 wide receivers, but I loaded up on running backs. So I had to trade some of my good wide receivers to get some other running backs.
Gotcha.
So I got guys like Barkley. I got Henry.
Injury season. They didn't even use Henry this year till now.
Right.
Now they're using them.
So I ran it up. But I got the 3 wide receivers I have are Brandon Ayuk.
Yep.
I drafted him.
Yep.
Deebo Samuel.
Yep.
And Marquise Brown. I didn't even get the good Brown. I got Marquise.
Dang. Listen, here's what makes drafting 49er receivers tough. I don't know, Sean. We don't know. We definitely don't. I think he dresses.
I'm sorry. They probably have stylists that think they're doing something different.
Well, his stylist should be fired.
That man had on a T-shirt with a collar with a tie and then vest on top of it. Like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
He lost me at the hat.
Fantasy.
He lost me at the hat. All right, so Mike, I'm saying like, all right, Deebo and Brandon Ayuk, it's tough because you don't know which one of those, because of the way our team has been built, you just didn't know which one would cook consistently week in and week out. So there's been some weeks where Ayuk only gets you 8 points, 9 points, 11 points, and then there's weeks he gets you 20 plus points, right? And then there was weeks Deebo missed. Yo, I had a trade where a dude, my boy V George was gonna trade me. I forgot who it was, but it was the week I knew Deebo was gonna be out for 3 weeks. I knew it.
So you wanted Ayuk. You tried to get Ayuk.
I had Ayuk. I had IU, and I was like, oh, I don't want them both. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that'll kill me if they both don't do their thing. Yo, I have not beaten him once this year, and I see him in the playoffs in every fucking league, bro.
Wow.
I should have took that trade, but Debo missed 3 games.
Yeah, but now Debo looking like he can't be stopped, bro. 2 games with 30+ points.
Bro, I'm
with
hit.
30 and don't be in the league where you get a bonus point or 2 for the 50-yarders.
The only luck I have this week is Debo is not a Cardinals killer.
So you hope see?
He just not, he listen, we put up stats. This ain't the team he do damage against.
This George Kittle time usually.
This is the George Kittle game. This is George Kittle versus Buda Baker. Give me the ball so I can show you how. You know what I'm trying to say. This is that game.
Yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir, I do.
But the reason why, Mike, there's one player on the 49ers that has changed everything.
I know the answer. On the count of 3, we're going to say it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy. Mother freaker! I gotta blow my nose.
Oh, I thought he was reaching. I thought he was reaching for the damn soundboard.
I got the post nasal drip. Yo, if you drafted Brock Purdy, kudos to you. If you didn't draft Brock Purdy, you was able to get him on the waiver wire. Kudos to you. If somebody traded you Brock Purdy, they dumb as now they out of the league. Listen, first of all, congratulations to Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey. FedEx Air and Ground Player of Week 14 in the NFL. This is Christian McCaffrey's 5th award, and this is Brock Purdy's 3rd award, bro.
They've been tearing it up this year, man. The Niners.
The chats. I see you.
Sean I gotta because Sean is really going off about Cam Newton. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen three super chats about one person a topic before from somebody. I think Sean is doing first time stuff for us right now, bro. I've never seen this before. He said, and he had that freaking Fred Flintstone Grand Poobah hat on, talking about being the game manager, looking like he smokes a living on Market Street. He really upset about it. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you again, Sean. I'm sorry.
I'm focused. He's more upset the way Cam Newton looked or about what Cam Newton said, but right now it's just about the way he looked. He looked crazy. He did.
All right, I'm going full screen. I won't see any more super chats or comments until we have finished our talking points here for the Niners and fantasy football going into the postseason.
All right, Mike. They got the Cardinals this week. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, the Cardinals, they run defense. Yo, they run defense is number, damn, 32. When you got to start from the bottom and go up, 32, 31, 30. Yo, they give up 139 yards a game. Christian McCaffrey could get that himself. This is going to be another Christian
first
McCaffrey
3 drives.
Mike, the last time Christian McCaffrey played his teams do have 4 touchdowns, man. If I think I'm going against Christian McCaffrey I think I'm going to lose. I just know I'm going to lose. So I might as well not even set my lineup because Christian McCaffrey, I just feel like going to cook because they have nobody that can stop him.
Okay. Is there a possibility Christian McCaffrey only cooks for the first half? So this is what we got to start thinking about, y'all, because the Niners are the first team to clinch. We need one more win to take the division and guarantee it, right? So that's why I wanted to have this conversation now. While Niners players look fantastic these last couple of weeks.
Because every time Kyle lets his foot up off the gas, what happens?
Injuries and, unexpected losses.
Boom. I just don't think you can afford with first place
in the balance.
Is that the proper term? Because it is in the balance. It is hanging in the balance, right? Because they own it right now, but it can change one game.
Well, yeah, we lose one and then 2 other teams win, and we backed in third. Like it's crazy how it happens, right? So yeah, absolutely. It's a 3-way tie for our record right now. 4?
3. Eagles, Cowboys, Niners.
Oh, Lions lost?
Hell yeah.
Lions lost. They 9-4.
And then the Lions still have to play the Cowboys.
So that's going to do a little 1-2 also.
So that might either it's going to balance between them two, or the Cowboys topple over. The Lions will still win their division, but if they lose a few more games, you got Green Bay and Minnesota creeping up. This is crazy.
So I guess the saving grace, if you have Niners players in your fantasy football playoffs, is that they are still playing for something. They have not thrown in the towel.
I see where you're going with it. Okay.
We heard Fred Warner even say, we can't just pretend that, we made the playoffs cool, that's it, it's over. No, we still got something to play for the playoffs.
When did you hear that?
When did I hear it?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Dang, I missed it. I haven't watched the presser in a minute.
Oh, no, it wasn't the presser. It was a clip from his, I told you I don't watch his show, the Warner House.
Yeah, but my point is, like, I haven't been paying attention to it. And I just did the Bleacher Report, and I guarantee you, I talked about the Niners better not take this stuff lightly. There's teams are going to come out and try to punch them in the mouth.
Yeah. So I think it's safe right now. Let's have some fun, though. Let's have some fun.
Okay.
Who do you think?
There's only one 49er player you don't put, you got to get rid of.
Get rid of?
Get rid of. I mean,
all right. So first, let's name all the players you should have on your fantasy team for the 49ers, right?
Go back and forth. So you do one, I do one.
Okay. Well, I'll take the obvious. I'll go with Christian McCaffrey.
Okay. Then I'm going to go with Deebo Samuel.
And then I'll go with Brandon Ayuk.
Then I'll go with George Kittle.
Then I'll go with Brock Purdy.
And then there's that question mark player. Because after that, there should be no more.
I think there's two more.
Okay. I don't think there's two more.
All right, well, then let me go again,
okay.
And then we'll leave you a question mark player.
Okay.
I'm going to skip the next one that I think you should have over what I'm about to say, and I'm going to go with the defense. I think the Niners defense is worth having in fantasy right now.
Okay.
That's safer than the question mark.
That is way safer than the question mark. I just was thinking of the skilled players and not the whole defense.
Oh, okay. Now let's talk about the question mark. Let's see if anybody out there.
Week, if you got the Niners defense this week, you start them. Next week might be different.
Right. With the Ravens, you don't know.
Right.
You don't know.
But if you play in the person with the Ravens defense, then you definitely start the Niners defense because it's going to be like a push.
Right. And this week in particular, you still might want to have a little bit of caution. Kyler Murray wants to go out here and play and prove that he is who they thought he was. So wait, just hear me out. They're also coming off a bye.
Like I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No. I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just saying, like people keep thinking, people looking at Kyler Murray stats and they like, oh yeah, he trash. And I'm like, yeah, but he's still playing for a job. Yeah,
he's still motivated, and they are coming off a bye. I just hope the Niners don't
think the way some of us think. Is what I'm trying to say.
I don't sleep on a team coming off a bye. Period.
I totally forgot they were coming off the bye. I just totally forgot.
But we'll break that down tomorrow. So let's get to who this mystery player position is. Let's see if anybody in the chat knows what it is. Here's y'all call to action. Y'all have 12 seconds to type in who y'all think we are talking about. And then afterwards, we will break it down. Now, I'm just curious as to why. What was your comment when I started naming the players? You said this is somebody you should get rid of? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like you got to let them go. If you're in the fantasy playoffs, it's time to let them go. You rode out with them. But, we talked about earlier the key to fantasy football, the key that ignited fantasy football for fantasy football owners is San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy. Mm-hmm. So when a team comes out there and all they do is score touchdowns, you're stuck with extra points. And so Jake Moody is the guy that you have to get rid of. Like, find another kicker. There are plenty of them out there. You might be able to get the kid from Atlanta. Like, just get any other kicker other than Jake Moody. Now, don't be mad at me if this is the 1 week he's asked to attempt 5 field goals and gets all 5 and you miss 15 to 20 points. But I'm telling you, it's been consistent where he's getting you 5 points. Ask me how I know.
Because you got him.
In every league.
Let me tell you something. Wait. I almost cut Jake Moody 3 different times this year. When I realized, let me tell you, when I realized I needed a couple more points, and he was my last hope. And I was hoping in real life that we didn't score touchdowns. I was like, oh, no, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. This is not for me. There's no reason. I'm like, yo, I hope they get us. I hope they can stop us around the 30. Let him go ahead and attempt his first 50-yarder of the game.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I was like, oh, he got to go. He has to go.
It has nothing to do with who he is. It's just the way that the San Francisco 49ers are playing football, man. They looking to score touchdowns. They like F them field goals. They
put up 42 points, and he walked away with 5 stinking behind points, bro. 5. Yes, it was all touchdowns.
So shouldn't it have been
6? I'm sorry, it was 6.
Okay.
I apologize. It was 6. It was 6. It was 6. I'm sorry. It was 6. It was 6. But when you see 42 points, you like, oh, snap. Oh, snap.
6 points, bro.
That's terrible.
And don't lose your lead by 1 point because your kicker only got 6 and you got out-kicked. So he's the only player. Other than that, they playing the Cardinals.
It's because the Niners are so good. They end zone bound. And all they going to do is work on their red zone offense for the rest of the season. They know they in the playoffs. All they going to do is work on their red zone shit for the Now, maybe that might help. Maybe because they're going to be working on some new things in the red zone. They'll miss.
These next 4 games are, I hate to say it and break it to you, but the Niners have clinched. At this point, I think we're the only ones that care about them keeping that number 1 seed. I think the Niners are going to go out, do what they need to do, but they're going to be, it's like preseason all over. They're going to be trying some stuff. It's going to look a little different. You're going to get reps from other players. You're going to see injuries pop up so other players can get reps. Like, just watch how these next 4 weeks unfold for the San Francisco 49ers and watch them still find a way to win. That's
for sure.
And that's going to make, they already the scariest team in the NFL.
I think Kyle's going to try to create a situation where Moody has to attempt his first 60-yarder of the season. He hasn't attempted a 60-yarder yet. No.
So you might see it if we get to a specific spot on the field and let him try it. And if he miss it, we ain't going to be mad. It's a 60-plus yarder. Nigel's going to start Purdy over Mahomes this week. Yes. Yes. Purdy has a 146.6 passer rating against the Arizona Cardinals. This dude has 4 touchdown passes against the Arizona Cardinals out of his career. He's also 2-0 against the Arizona Cardinals. It's not a doubt in my mind that you start, like, Mahomes is just not it this year. I messed up. I did. I thought Mahomes would be Mahomes, and now he's crying.
I thought Mahomes was going to be Mahomes for different reasons. I thought that his weapons around him were going to fall down, so he was going to have to step up. More rushing yards, more rushing touchdowns and all that stuff, and it's the exact opposite. It's not that at all. But I will say this. I saw another BS rumor. I probably should have started the show with this. Did you see it? You know who the Chiefs play?
Who did the Chiefs play? The Patriots.
The Patriots. Yeah. Did you see the rumor this morning?
Bill Belichick is going to be out? There's no way he's going to the Patriots. There's no way that's the rumor. Hell no. Nah, Clay.
All right, we're going to talk. All right, y'all. No team is safe.
That's dope.
When the Niners are on the prowl. I'm Mike. That's
Start
Wayne.
all the 49er players this week. All of them except for Jake Moody. No harm, no foul, baby.
Peace. Forgot to look at the camera. I forgot to look at it one more time. Please put up a picture with him and that hat on and say he is a game changer. I'm sorry. I said I was going to leave full screen when I got done the show. I did it. I saw the super chat. Sean, thanks again. Next episode, maybe we'll have that picture of Cam Newton's hat. You know he has a hat line?
Yeah, I mean, some of his hats is cool. I just didn't like that. It's not even just like, honestly, I wasn't even looking at the way. The only reason why I know the way he dressed because y'all keep talking about it. I was paying attention to the stuff that was coming out of his mouth.
Paul. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
That was it for me.
All right. Give me another sound effect and we out of here. Peace.